Is that global warming?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Phil's older than I am. This guy's got to be tired of the act by now.
But he drinks from that elixir.
Well,
right?
it's the only time,
Elixir.
he gets out, Steve. By the way, on a much more serious note, the death toll in Florida from that tornado up to 14 now.
14 now, and I hope it is still not rising after that. So we'll be covering that. Good morning to both of you.
Morning.
You've talked about this morning. The mayor in San Francisco is quite a glamorous figure. Well, now he is apologizing for his affair with the wife of his campaign manager and actually chief of staff. We will have that. And you remember this moment from Wednesday night's American Idol? Sherman auditioning as a tribute to his lifelong love. His wife, who had just passed away. Sherman Howard will be with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Also, Donna Mills is here. We've got a lot more coming up. What else is coming up on the show? All right, we'll tell you everything else, but we'll get to the news, weather, traffic right after this.
Norm's Restaurants, where life happens.
Well, Mr. Tarzan, it seems you missed quite a few deductions last year. Who in the world prepared your taxes? But you're in luck. Not only can I amend your return, get your money back from last year, but all the returns we prepare come with a basic guarantee. And you'll be getting a much bigger refund this year, too.
They were really good. And they lived in the house. Want to change the color of him. It has legs, and I don't know what it is. And just worms and some bugs. But his head is so tiny.
Who would you give a Volvo to?
It was a lot.
Lease a 2007 XC90 3.2 for $399 a month for 24 months.
Homeowners, how would you like to drastically lower your mortgage payments? How about a fixed payment of 3.49% for up to 5 years? That's right, Greenlight Financial Services is now offering an unbelievably low 3.49% payment fixed for up to 5 years. Call now and take advantage of this opportunity for lower mortgage payments. This deal is only good for a limited time. So call now, 866-66-FASTER.
866-66-FASTER. You've got the green light.
Every now and then, it's okay to indulge. Announcing the Marie Callender's semi-annual pie sale. Any whole pie to go, just $5.99. It's one delicious deal. Marie Callender's.
7 o'clock, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Good Day LA. I'm Steve Edwards. Here's what's making news. It is Friday, February the 2nd. The global warming is real, and it is very likely caused by us. That's the conclusion of the panel of the world's leading scientists. Is it the last word? No, there's already controversy about it. Oh, this is a tough one. 2 mentally disabled men hit and slapped while a cell phone records the abuse. Now the caregiver is under arrest, and police are looking for another. The toll is mounting, as we mentioned a moment ago. At least 14 people dead after these severe storms, possibly tornadoes, blasting central Florida.
I want to make it clear that everything you've heard and read is true.
Gavin Newsom, the San Francisco mayor, who's, he's a movie star, rock star up there, admitting that he had an affair with his campaign manager, actually his chief of staff's wife. Prince giving a preview of what to expect on Super Bowl Sunday.
See, Prince speaks. Didn't hear him. One, two. Hey, it was haircut day.
Yesterday was haircut day. Yes, it was. Got them all cut. What's up?
Didn't take that long, did it? Hey, everybody, I'm Dorothy Lucy. Hello, McStevie. You know what? McDreamy had his McBabies. Actually, I think his McWife did most of it.
This is McBoring already.
No, there is nothing McBoring about Grey's Anatomy.
Just the delivery.
That. Just because you said that, a full Grey's Anatomy update. I will say 2 words that will make no sense to you.
What?
I often do that.
Go home?
But will make sense. No, that would make sense to you.
Yeah.
That will make sense to everyone else in the universe who watched Grey's.
All right.
Callie O'Malley? Okay.
Callie O'Malley.
Callie O'Malley.
Here's Jilly O'Billy.
All right, good morning, everyone. It's Friday. Yay for Friday. We've got great weather this weekend. 60s this morning, 70s this afternoon. Or excuse me, 60s this afternoon. 70s tomorrow, and then maybe 80 degrees on Super Bowl Sunday. We like that. We like that. This is the look at the, I think the satellite shot. Do we have that? If not, we have the 5-day forecast, which I really, really think you're going to like. Steve, especially you. Shot of West LA somewhere, Westchester.
There you go.
Yeah, gray skies today for the most part for the morning, and then afternoon sunshine, and the warm-up starts, I want to say today, but we jump up to 73 on Saturday, and football Sunday looks really good, 79, 80 in the valley, at least. Back to you, Steve.
All right, Rick is over that house fire right now. Let's see what's happening with that. Rick and Sky Fox.
Still a lot of smoke coming out of this house, Steve. A two-story residential structure, maybe a duplex. A lot of residents in this home. We're hearing they all got out. We don't have any updates in terms of any injuries to any of those residents or firefighters. We could still see a lot of smoke coming out of the holes of that roof that LA City firefighters cut through to help vent that fire. A lot of fire and smoke up in that attic, and it's real stubborn. Firefighters having a hard time with that steep roof there. This is a 600 block of Chicago Street in Boyle Heights, just a little bit east of the 5 near Hollenbeck Lake. If we get any more details on this, we will bring them to you. It looks like we're seeing a lot more in the way of smoke than flames, though, so good news here. But look at the turnout from the LA City firefighters here. Hopefully nobody was injured, and we'll try to find that out. And as soon as we do, we will bring it to you. A big problem on the 10 freeway I want to tell you about. This is on the 10 westbound at Arlington. This happened a short time ago. Westbound side, 3 cars collided. 2 cars went up the embankment, took out a couple of trees. 1 car ended up on the Arlington Avenue on-ramp to the westbound 10. So that left lane of the on-ramp is blocked. Also, the far right lane of the main line blocked. This is really doing a number on the westbound 10 coming out of downtown through Mid-City as you make your way towards the west side of town. Think about Pico or Wilshire as an alternate route because that's the type of traffic you are going to have to deal with. Total traffic, no sig alerts though, and besides the problem on the 10, that's really the only major incident at this time. We do have a crash out in the IE 91 eastbound at Lincoln, semi versus a car, but that's clearing off to the right shoulder. Metrolink, all on schedule. Good news for you Metrolink riders. How about that 405 through the Sepulveda the Pass, coming out of the valley into the west side. That southbound side is coming at us there, actually going away from us, and it is looking like it's stop and go a little bit. Northbound side coming at us, and it's moving at top speed. All right, Puxatawny Phil got his big moment of the year earlier this morning. He came out, and he did not see his shadow. That means an earlier spring. Puxatawny, as you mentioned, Phil, is 120 years old, Steve, 120 years old, and he's been doing this for some time. He drinks that elixir of life to keep him going. And again, he is saying that we will have an early spring, which is sort of ironic because of that Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change assessment report that came out today, indicating that we are not looking good. And I know Rick Lozano is going to have more on that. We'll talk more about that later.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. All attention right now on Florida, where we're hearing at least 14 people killed when a tornado hit Central Florida overnight. One of the hardest hit areas, Lady Lake, about 50 miles north of Orlando. Dozens of homes wiped out. We're hearing there was a tornado. Joining us right now is Fire Chief Mark Oakes from Orlando. Chief, I want to say good morning. It's not a good morning, but what can you tell us of the latest of this storm?
Good morning, Steve. The latest of the storm has moved south of Orlando into the counties in the south, approximately between 5 and 6 a.m. in the Orlando metro areas when we had our worst weather. And the tornadoes primarily hit to the counties to the north of Orlando and to the west. And those counties are Volusia and Lake County.
And Chief, are we saying this is tornado caused?
At this time, the National Weather Service hasn't determined that, but from all accounts, it appears it is tornado.
Now, is there any kind of warning for these people?
Yeah, the National Weather Service did issue warnings this morning, but as you know, many people were asleep at the times when the tornadoes hit.
And as far as you can see, the center of the storm has passed through. The major damage that's been done has been done?
Yes, but like I said, those storms have moved to the south into Osceola and southern Brevard and Indian River counties.
Got it. And Chief, we're saying 14 dead. Is that number going to stay there, or will it rise, do you think?
Right now we have crews, according to the state emergency response plan, from all the counties, municipalities have sent resources to the area, and they're still searching homes and businesses.
All right, so there could be more bad news. Yeah. Chief Mark Oakes, thank you for taking a moment to clarify the situation for us. Appreciate it. It is 7:07 right now. The UN report on global warming has finally been released today. It's been leaked for the last week and a half or so. And the phrase in the report is that it is most likely, the global warming we have caused by us, most likely indicating 90% confirmation of that, although there's some politics involved. Maybe we'll get to that as well. Rick Lozano in the Inland Empire, and he's going to update us on all of that. Rick, good morning.
Well, good morning, Stephen. You're absolutely correct. The burning of fossil fuels is the reason for global warming, as we are told by this group of scientists, not a group, but hundreds of scientists meeting at a conference in Paris. You know, as a community, scientists are skeptical by nature, and that is why it is so telling that the language they use in this report is so strong. The bottom line is that global warming is here, and we have no one but ourselves to blame.
I think anyone who would continue to risk inaction on the basis of the evidence presented here will one day in the history books be considered irresponsible.
The gloomy news from a meeting of hundreds of scientists in Paris. Global warming has begun, and there is a better than 90% chance that it is caused by man's burning of fossil fuels, and it gets worse. In the decades ahead, they tell us we can expect hotter temperatures. Some say up to an average of 11.5 degrees by the end of this century, and that sea levels will continue to rise as well, up to 23 inches by the year 2100. The alarming news is that those numbers will keep going up no matter how much we begin to control pollution from this point on. Even so, scientists say there is still time to take action.
Every individual can today walk out of their front door and cut their emissions by more than what Kyoto had ever envisaged or by what we are talking about for this century, without having to lose the quality of their lives.
Scientists agree that the melting of polar ice caps together with the warming of the atmosphere makes it very likely that global climate changes are due to the burning of fossil fuels. Those changes, they say, are responsible for stronger hurricanes like the ones we've seen in the Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico recently, like Hurricane Katrina. They say their findings are based on rock-solid information, and their next report is due in April and will deal with more of the effects of global warming. And we're live in Rancho Cucamonga this morning, Steve. That's a story from here, and we'll send it back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. 7:09, U.S. forces in Iraq killed at least 18 insurgents during a battle in Ramadi. Also, the U.S. military says one of its helicopters crashed north of Baghdad. No word yet on why the chopper went down or if there are injuries there. A new classified report says internal fighting is now the main source of violence in Iraq. This is the National Intelligence Estimate, which gets released every once and so often, and a lot of attention is paid to it. This report says Iraqi violence has surpassed al-Qaeda as the top threat to U.S. goals, and that the term civil war accurately describes some elements of the conflict. However, the report is somewhat optimistic over the possibility that conditions might improve, but it casts doubt over whether Iraq's leaders will step up and take control. The Senate could vote Monday on a resolution opposing President Bush's plan to send more troops to Iraq. The compromise resolution has both Republican and Democratic support because it promises not to cut off funding. Meantime, General George Casey, the man who commanded all the U.S. forces in Iraq, who usually had an easier time of it in Congress, faced some tough questions yesterday.
I do question some of the decisions and judgments you've made over the past 2.5 years as commander of multinational forces in Iraq. During that time, things have gotten markedly and progressively worse.
Senator, I do not agree that we have a failed policy. I believe the president's new strategy will enhance the policy that we have.
So you view this.
General Casey supports the president's plan. He suggested, though, that 21,000 additional troops might be more than necessary. The city of Los Angeles determined to crack down on gangs near schools in South L.A., the San Fernando Valley as well. Elizabeth Espinosa at Grant High School in Van Nuys with that. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Yes, Steve, good morning. Apparently that's where our executive producer, Josh Kaplan, went to high school, graduated anyway. It's a drastic step, folks, but it's the first time it's being done, and that is LA City Rocky Delgadillo implementing a school safety plan. They say enough is enough. There's just too much violence out there. And basically the plan will include prosecutors going back to school, back on campus. Markham Middle School is first on the list. Here's why.
From my point of view, Markham Middle School has essentially become a taxpayer-funded gang recruitment center. So we're throwing down the gauntlet. We're taking a stand. And we're going to meet it head on right here at Markham Middle School.
Students here say even on campus, you're not always safe. Gang members reportedly jump the fence and harass, if not hurt, students. Markham Middle School is in South Los Angeles, in the heart of Watts, surrounded by 7 gangs that claim the area as their territory. Now, under the city attorney's plan, 2 special prosecutors will be assigned to the campus, and students will now be required to wear uniforms because school authorities say kids are being killed for what they wear. And LAPD reports 293 violent incidents near high schools in 06. And just last month, at Grant High School here in Van Nuys, 2 teenagers were shot, a 19-year-old wounded outside Sylmar High School, and a 17-year-old student was killed a block away from Monroe High. Now, parents say the violence has got to go, it's got to stop. The school safety plan will be expanded to 2 Valley high schools within the next month. And we should say that the uniforms that the kids will be using at Markham Middle School has been donated by Majestic Realty. So school officials yesterday at the press conference promising to enforce those uniforms as well. That's the very latest. Reporting live from Van Nuys, I'm Elizabeth Espinosa. Steve, back to you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. The city of Boston defending its reaction to those electronic devices placed around town. The 2 men accused of putting them there pleaded not guilty to disorderly conduct and planning a hoax device. Again, this was a guerrilla marketing. Police shut down large sections of Boston until they found out the whole thing was a promotional gimmick for Cartoon Network. After court, the 2 guys held a really obnoxious news conference. I don't know how much we have of it. They would not answer any questions except as it related to their hair. All right? Here.
What we really want to talk about today, it's kind of important to some people. It's kind of important to some people. It's haircuts in the 70s.
What do you think about what happened yesterday?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
I think my dreadlocks are pretty nice and they're gonna keep growing for a little while.
What was it like to spend last night in jail?
That's not a hair question, I'm sorry.
Are you afraid that if you go to prison, you'll get your hair cut?
That's a very good question.
That's their lawyer standing next to them thinking, what the hell am I going to say here? Now, what we're showing you is pretty obnoxious, but believe me, the full news conference is far more obnoxious. Many, many, many more questions. The reporters were trying to get a reasonable answer out of them, and then the reporters weren't. So they were asking dumb questions, so you had more of that going on. Similar devices have been planted in other cities, including here in LA, although nothing happened. The 2 men are out on $2,500 bond. They could face up to 5 years in prison if convicted. Oh boy, cell phone captures 2 mentally disabled men being slapped repeatedly at a facility. It's supposed to take care of them. Bob DeCastro is on location. Bob, this is just an ugly story.
You have to wonder how anyone could be capable of doing this. And then you see that video and obviously so many people are completely shocked. 1 person has already been arrested. Police still looking for another that may have been involved in some alleged abuse. We're talking about, as you said, slapping around, beating defenseless, developmentally disabled people they were supposed to be caring for at this facility here in Anaheim, and seemingly enjoying it so much they recorded it all on their cell phone camera. This video was taken from inside the Jocelyn Vocational Facility restroom last March and April. A caregiver seen there smacking and taunting the men. One can't even speak, has the mental capacity of a 2-year-old, and this abuse might have gone unnoticed had the owner of the cell phone not sold it to a coworker. When the person who bought the phone discovered the video, he turned it over to the vocational facility and they turned it over to the police. The detective arrested that man, they believe, who is on the video, 22-year-old Patrick Solis of Southgate. They're still looking for Michael Douglas Rama, who owned the cell phone. And as you might imagine, so many people disgusted by the images. Someone heard laughing just as these victims are frightened. They're heard cowering and screaming.
This is going on a lot more than we're aware of. The fact is we were very fortunate this time because they videotaped themselves.
Detectives say they shudder to think how much more abuse actually took place, what wasn't recorded. What's scary is that suspect, Patrick Solis, who was arrested, he left this facility and he was seen working at a similar facility in LA County. He's been arrested on suspicion of felony false imprisonment, dependent abuse. He's posted a $25,000 bail. But again, police searching for the owner of the cell phone, Michael Douglas Rama. He was last living in Long Beach. If you have any information, contact the authorities. They also are saying they believe more people may have been abused. If you have any information about that, give police call as well. That's the very latest from Anaheim. Bob DeCastro. Steve, back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. In the Scooter Libby trial, a videotape challenges Libby's claim that the White House used him as a scapegoat.
I spoke with those individuals, as I pointed out, and those individuals assured me they were not involved in this.
That's former White House spokesman Scott McClellan telling the press in 2003 that Libby was not the source of the Valerie Plame leak. Jurors in the perjury trial watched the tape yesterday. Libby accused of lying to federal investigators about when he learned that Plame worked for the CIA. Again, not about the leak, but about lying about the leak. Libby claims he first learned Plame's identity from NBC's Tim Russert, and Russert is supposed to take the stand on Monday. 7:17 is our time. For the first time in nearly a decade, the Senate has passed a bill to increase the minimum wage. But Republicans are warning Democrats, don't tamper with the legislation before the bill goes to the president. Wages will go up $2.10 an hour over the next 2 years, but the House version of the bill did not have the $8.3 billion in corporate tax breaks the Senate version has. The compromise is necessary to get one version of the bill could be a problem. The federal increase will not affect us here in California. Here, the state minimum wage rose to $7.50 an hour on January 1st. 2 more hotel chains banning the artery-clogging trans fat from their restaurants. Nichelle Turner live in Pasadena. No hydrogenation in her report this morning. Good morning to you, Nichelle.
Yeah, I'm trans fat free this morning, Steve. We're here in front of the Marriott here in Pasadena. Come on through. People doing their jobs. They're like, am I supposed to walk past you? Come on through. It's okay. We're out in front of the Marriott here in Pasadena this morning. And what we're talking about is one of the steps that they're taking. They say they want to make their customers even healthier. In just a little bit, they are going to have no more trans fats whatsoever on their menu. Now, they've already gotten a jump on this. They've eliminated trans fats from their non-fried food items on the menus. Things like the cookies, the muffins, some of the desserts, all those things don't have trans fats as we speak. This is going to affect all of the Marriotts, all the Courtyard Marriotts, the Fairfield Inns, all of the hotels in the Marriott chain. It's going to be in more than 2,300 hotels across the country. Now, along with the Marriott, the Omni's also getting into the game. They say they are eliminating all of the trans fats in their cooking oil as of March 1st, so a little less than a month from now. And of course, we've been talking so much about trans fats. If you need a little refresher course, trans fats are the bad fats, the ones that raise the bad cholesterol in your body. And if you don't really know what they are, just look on the ingredients of something that you eat. And if you see partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, chances are you're going to have some trans fats in those meals somewhere along the way. Now, here at the Marriott, they have actually already banned smoking in their hotels as well. So they say, you know what? We're cutting out all the bad. We're going to eliminate the negative and accentuate the positive. So one more person falling in line with this trans fat ban, Steve. Before you know it.
When you check in now, also they make you walk 5 miles a day. You know how times, we always talk about it here. I mean, in just the years we've been doing, there have been so many changes in scientific reports. I remember when I was a young guy, margarine was the answer for the problems of butter.
Well, I always talk to my mom about it because my mother is diabetic and overweight, and I tell her she needs to watch it, and she tells me, you grew up on fried pork chops and fried potatoes, and look at you, you're just fine. But you have to understand that you can't do it all the time because it just really will break your body down.
And lard might be okay for some people and not for others. But getting back to the margarine thing, that was the health thing to take. It was the health spread, right? And that was all hydrogenation and trans fat.
Exactly. Now they want you to use that margarine with like the canola oil and things like that.
Sure. Use the olive oil. That's good.
There you go.
That's good for this decade.
Exactly.
Who knows next decade?
It's good for your skin too.
Thanks, Nichelle. Tell mom to back off a little bit. Okay?
I try.
Okay, it won't work. It's 7:21. We are just 2 days from the Super Bowl, right? The Colts meeting in Miami with the Bears for Super Bowl 41. You know, they get asked all these questions, so they have to come up with answers. For instance, Rex Grossman of the Bears revealed this, that he's really excited about playing in the Super Bowl. He is.
This is obviously the ultimate goal for everyone that's played football. So you dream about it, but you never really think about it. You kind of just want to, oh man, I want to play in the NFL, and then once you get to the NFL, it's like, I want to play in the Super Bowl.
So Grossman speaks out. He says he's actually glad he's in the Super Bowl.
What?
He's happy to be in the Super Bowl.
That's lame.
Says here, Bears fans are hoping that the emotion and speed of the game doesn't distract Grossman. Or don't distract Grossman, if I'm going to read what they're
Wouldn't it be great if he came out and said, I
didn't want to be
I
here.
could care less. This is a dumb little contest. And I'd rather be at home painting.
Of course, all eyes are on him. Everybody thinks he's going to choke in this game. So, you know, and not everybody, but a lot of people think that. So anyway, Super Bowl is Sunday. You'll be there?
Oh, yeah. No, I won't be there, Steve.
Oh, you were there last year, right?
Was I there last
I
year?
don't
Did
know.
Fox cover it last year?
I don't
I was in Jacksonville. Was that last year?
That was the Super Bowl. That game with the football players.
Steve, thank you. But was it last year or the year
I
before?
think it was the year before.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Steve.
Okay. Let's hear from Tony Dungy, okay? Coach of the Colts.
You'll be there, right?
We've got some, wives and families and everybody here, and so we want to leave that environment and get back to what we always do, so the families don't have to move out. We'll just take our players and be more on the normal routine. We thought it was a secret. I heard that the name of the hotel is already out, so it won't be that much of a secret. But we are going to change. We're going to leave our families and everybody here and just go to a new hotel on Saturday.
Okay. Even when I covered sports, when I did
Yes.
sports stuff, but there's nothing as boring as that week before where everybody has to just talk and talk and talk and talk. And now that's over.
I like your haircut.
Oh, thank you very much.
I just noticed it right now.
You've seen me 4 times this morning.
On delay.
Okay. On delay. All right, 7:23 our time. 3 women attacked at a local park. Police think there may be more victims. Let's go to Tony for that story and more news. Tony, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Steve. Police think a man accused of attacking women at a local park may have victimized others who haven't come forward yet. 19-year-old Hugo Gutierrez is charged with kidnapping and sexual assault. Detectives say he grabbed at least 3 women at gunpoint. All were out jogging around noon at Ernest Debs Park near Montecito Heights. One of them used a trick to get away.
One woman feigned an illness and begged him to let her go to her car to get some medicine.
LAPD detectives are hoping any more possible victims or anyone with information on other possible attacks will give them a call. The parents of a missing Pacoima woman make a shocking discovery when they find her dead inside of a room that she rented. Janet Martinez was found in the 10,000 block of Telfair Avenue around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Police think she may have been murdered. The victim's parents say Martinez dropped her 2 small children off on Tuesday and never came back. Other people who live in the house where Martinez lived say they hadn't seen her for days, and police want to talk to anyone who might have any information. And police say this man is behind dozens of robberies in 2005 and 2006, and they want to get him off the streets before he gets going this year. Detectives say the heavyset man has no real M.O. He's robbed everything from Office Depot to CVS to JCPenney to Baskin-Robbins, and they've taken place in L.A. and San Bernardino County. So far, no one's been hurt. He appears to be in his 30s, about 6 feet 3 inches tall, 230 pounds, big guy with a receding hairline, brown hair. Police are looking for 2 gunmen who wore ski masks and robbed 15 people in an adult night class. The robbery happening at Polytechnic High School in Sun Valley around 8:30 Wednesday night. One of the robbers held the teacher at gunpoint while the other demanded everyone in the room put their valuables in a bag he was carrying. No one was hurt. Police say this type of robbery is quite rare. Sentencing is set for 9 this morning for 4 of the 9 teens convicted in that racially motivated beating in Long Beach on Halloween night. They've been found guilty of felony assault, and the judge also agreed with the hate crime allegations against 8 of the 9 teenagers convicted. The ages of those being sentenced are between 13 and 18. A prominent USC geneticist convicted of molesting a girl faces up to 22 years in prison when he's sentenced today. In fact, he was a mentor of the girl. 70-year-old William French Anderson has been hailed as the father of gene therapy. He was convicted last July of sexually abusing the girl at his home for several years. They met after her family moved from China to South Pasadena. The girl's mother had worked for Anderson at his lab. Anderson has been in custody since his conviction. And power is restored to about 1,700 customers after a driver slams into a light pole and fire hydrant in Paramount. The single car accident happening around 10 o'clock last night in the 7700 block of Somerset. The driver of the car ran away from the scene. Authorities don't know what caused the accident or why he ran away. 3 homes closest to the crash scene remained without power through the night, but power should be restored sometime this morning. And the billion-dollar crop loss this winter has hurt not just farmers and shoppers with higher prices, but the people who get paid to pick the fruit. Freezing temperatures destroyed much of the fruit, and froze many migrant workers out of their jobs. They don't pick, they don't get paid. And although the wages are low, in the last week, some pickers in the Santa Paula area logged only 8 hours of work.
With the crisis that we're facing, they need more food.
So we're looking almost at $1 billion total impact to Ventura County.
Area social workers and community leaders in the Santa Paula area have planned a special concert to help raise money for the strapped workers. And those are the news headlines. By the way, Steve.
Yeah.
Cool haircut.
Thank you.
Really good.
I
by
just
the way,
noticed.
Tony.
Yeah.
Good show last night in your series.
Thank you.
How many years you been doing this now? Songs of Our Success.
8, maybe.
Oh, boy.
7 or 8, something like
Who
that.
has
Terrific.
time references? It just depresses
It doesn't
me.
depress him. It depresses you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Tony.
No, he's done good
Congratulations
work
on your
for
8
that
years.
long.
How long have you
Yeah.
worked here at Fox, may I ask?
How long have I been here? Going on 14 years.
So I'm 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm the kid here.
Well,
You
yeah,
really are.
Here, yes. But of course, back in Chicago, and I won't go there anymore.
No, you know what
You
I
won't
remember,
go to Chicago
Tony?
anymore?
I had a 25th anniversary in the business, and they had me call in to this show that you were hosting. Do you remember this? My 25th anniversary.
To what?
And
Oh,
I-
he was hosting Good Day LA.
And I said to him, and to you, Tony, we'd never met. I said, you're way too classy for this show. And you know what?
I'm not, though.
It hasn't changed. It's 11 years later. It hasn't changed.
I'm just low enough to host that thing.
Oh, no, I would never say that to you. You fit in. You're perfect. You do not fit in. You define the show.
You guys have a great weekend, by the way.
You too, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Let's go up to Rick up in Sky Fox. He was just a mere lad when we arrived
Oh,
here.
yeah.
No,
October
he was here before
1990,
me.
As an intern
But
when
a
I
mere
was
lad.
at UCLA. So, yep.
Get the log.
Wait, you've been here like 15 years then.
October 1990, that was my internship, and then I was hired on as a staff PA maybe a year or
Hey,
so
Rick,
later.
remember these words? Get my laundry. All right,
Yes,
good morning
I
to you,
do.
Rick.
Yes, and make my reservations. Hey,
Okay.
first off, no injuries in that residential fire in Boyle Heights. And I got something for you, Jill. Check it out. 405 freeway here in Long Beach. I did a little research. I have your back because I wanted to make sure you were clear on this. The carpool lane, even though you are with child, you cannot drive in it. If you do, well, obviously if you have somebody else in your car, you can. But if just you and your baby-to-be can't drive in the carpool lane, if you do, you'll get busted by CHP, and it'll cost you $271. There you go. Carpool lane here. Moving nicely. 405 freeway in Long Beach north and southbound side. Traffic cam 110 at Century, northbound side coming at us. South the way, looking real good on this Friday. You can see the sun is out. It was a gloomy Thursday morning. We're seeing a lot more sunshine today, and the weekend's going to be awesome, as Jill's been telling you. Mid-City, we still have this incident. Should be in the final clearing stages. Earlier Sky Fox tape of this. 10 westbound at Arlington. 3 cars collided. 2 went up the embankment there off the 10 westbound. 1 ended up on the Arlington on-ramp, and they're still saying the left lane of that Arlington on-ramp is blocked. They've been having the right lane blocked on the 10 westbound there as well. Still a big backup, even though this is in the clearing stages from the downtown area. Think about Pico or Wilshire as an alternate to that 10 West. And 101 Highland southbound side going away from us. And it is a little heavy in spots there on that Hollywood freeway. And I think, Steve, it's safe to say 2007, trans fat free and carbon free. I think those will be the 2 anthems of the year, huh?
A carbon-free and
trans
yeah,
fat
yeah,
free,
absolutely. I mean, listen, we're on our way. I want to say something to you. I said, why is he talking about the lane, you know, the carpool lane? And Jill just told me.
He said, I assume you would never do that. I go, what are you talking about? Yes, I
She does it all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
And she's explaining to me why it's important.
Because there's a
it's
human
safer.
being in here, and
Yeah.
it's safer for me to be in the carpool. I
And
did not know that.
And I
I'm
said
not
that,
kidding.
that would make a good
Wow.
segment on Oprah. Nevertheless, you'll get the ticket here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think one lady did fight it somewhere
Did
across
she?
the country, and I don't think she won, and now that kind of set a precedent, so you could get cited, unfortunately.
Thank you so much, Rick.
Sorry to bust you, Jill.
Huh?
Sorry to bust you. I mean, I thought, you know.
I can't get arrested or anything. I
No,
mean,
no,
I've
no,
done
you have to
it.
be- you have to be-
But I got away with it.
You have to be
that's
in the
chump
act.
change.
You have to actually be in the act.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Dorothy. If
You're in the act right now of this show.
good morning. Good morning.
You can be arrested.
And flagrante, right here, right? What?
What'd you call me?
Never mind.
Dorothy, did you drive in the carpool when you were pregnant? No,
No.
probably not.
No.
I did. Maybe I just knew it was wrong.
But when I had that
was...
inflatable doll in the back seat.
Hey, that's not for carpool.
But that was for
I-
recreational purposes only. Dorothy doesn't know because she was on the phone all the time. She wasn't sure what lane she was in. Good morning, Dorothy.
Remember the time I had my accident and I was calling my
Yes,
friend
we
Sharon,
know.
the psychic? And I said, really, if I'd called her 2 seconds before, she would have said, put the phone down.
That's so Hollywood. I was calling my psychic. Oh my God.
No, she's my friend.
The sidekick? Yeah.
She's my friend who is
She's calling my sidekick.
My sidekick.
Oh, okay.
That's what we are for
She just got off the phone with the herbologist.
Sidekick. I called Ed.
On her way back home from her colonic.
Yeah. High or low? All right, good morning, Dorothy.
Get it? My sidekick? I called Ed.
We heard it.
Stevie's Groundhog Day. Again and again.
Yes,
Does it always
yes, it
feel
is.
that way here?
Yes.
And many years I had to make that trek out to Puxatawny. Okay, twice I think I had to do it. Do you know the first time I called him Puxatawny Pete and I got like 100 nasty letters from people who were very angry?
Well, you haven't changed.
Could have been worse.
Screw it up in a bigger market now. Steve, if a tree, I'm just tired and silly, I'm sorry. My sister, my Stevie. If a tree falls in a forest, if you won't answer questions, is it really a news conference? You know Prince is a man of few words. He rarely talks to the press. He was in Miami yesterday, though, for a news conference about singing at the Super Bowl. Billy Joel was there, too. He's singing the national anthem before the game, and Prince is doing the halftime show. Prince was there somewhere. Reporters couldn't see him. And then they heard from the NFL that Prince would not be taking any questions from reporters, which, makes a news conference somewhat difficult. Then Prince came out all in orange, and he said he would answer questions. So somebody asked him one, and here's what happened.
Contrary to rumor, I'd like to take a few questions right now.
Chris, how do you feel about performing?
Well, I'm writing this letter and I'm melting my favorite DJ.
Steve, could you be a man of few words, please?
That was funny. That was really funny.
That was hilarious. Yeah. Prince speaks through his music. He didn't really answer any questions, but he played for 10 minutes, which is so much better. He did his version of Johnny Be Good, then you heard Steve's version. He played 2 more songs, and then he said, "See you at the Super Bowl, peace," and he left. Billy Joel did talk to reporters, though. Billy's going to be the first person to sing the national anthem twice at a Super Bowl. He did it in '89, and Billy said he's just going to sing it straight because he said it's hard enough to sing it in the first place. He's not going to stretch it beyond recognition or American Idolize it, I guess. A couple of stories this morning about stars behaving badly. And what a surprise. Their names are Lindsay and Paris and also Chris Tucker, who is shooting Rush Hour 3. The New York Post says that Chris has become a Steva. A regular Steva. He refuses to come out of his trailer until he gets the script changes that he wants. And one person there tells the Post, what, $25 million isn't enough for you to just, do your job and act. And then there's Lindsay. She's shooting the movie I Know Who Killed Me. At the same time, she's going through rehab. People on the set say ever since she went to rehab, she's kind of moody and she's making everybody around her miserable. People say she's sometimes late for work and won't come out of her trailer. Haven't we heard this before? And she's being followed around by a sober coach. But Lindsay, and I think this is good news, just backed out of another movie. She was supposed to do a movie with Annette Bening, and I think this is probably a good thing. Her people say she dropped out so she can focus on rehab and focus on getting better. And page 6 in the New York Post says everybody is fed up with Paris Hilton on the set of her new movie, The Hottie and the Naughty. I think that's what people call this show. And it's so sad that even not pregnant, I'm still the naughty. Jill, you're still the hottie.
Oh, please.
Anyway, reportedly, she's been showing up late and she doesn't know her lines. And producers of the movie say this is not true. She's never been more than 15 minutes late.
The hottie.
We are usually never more than 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 minutes late.
The hottie, the naughty, and the irrelevant older guy. Thank you, Dorothy.
With a good haircut. I'm the fatty. Coming up in Style Thought, we've got a new line of skincare. It's all natural. You're going to love it.
How do you know?
Well, how do I know what?
We're going to love it.
I will kick you.
Next, a couple of new political sex scandals, one involving the San Francisco mayor, Gavin Newsom. He had an affair with a woman who worked with him, who was then married to, well, we'll tell you all about it. And David Letterman celebrates 25 years. Maybe he'll call into Tony. Okay.
And say you're way too classy.
You're way too classy for those people. There's David Letterman. All right, this was a big game for UCLA. They beat the team that beat them, the Oregon Ducks, and now sit alone atop the Pac-10. This game here at Pauley, 69-57. And USC came back, beating the Oregon State Beavers as well. They should, 73-56.
At H&R Block, you can walk in with your taxes and walk out with a loan check. up to $9,999, subject to your refund amount. At H&R Block, nobody does it faster. Instant money refund anticipation loan. When you got H&R Block, you got people.
Northside, Southside, Uptown, Downtown, Upstate, Downpour. On the town, on the run, way off the beaten path. Acceleration, navigation, off-road, on-road, safe, secure, and spacious. 7 passengers, 6 days, 5 suitcases, 400 miles, 3 inches of rain, 2 stops in paradise, 1 extraordinary vehicle.
No matter what the circumstance, you'll always want to take your Land Rover LR3. Designed for the extraordinary. Visit your local Land Rover center.
I'm an orange. I'm full of vitamin C and I grow on a tree. I'm an apple. I have a fruit that's delicious and nutritious. I'm high fructose corn syrup and I've been chemically altered.
Do you know what's in your kid's fruit drink? Some contain added sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup. But Juicy Juice is 100% premium juice made from natural ingredients. Nestle Juicy Juice, the very best juice for the very best kids.
At H&R Block, you can walk in with your taxes and walk out with a loan check. Up to $9,999, subject to your refund amount. At H&R Block, nobody does it faster. Instant money refund anticipation loan. When you got H&R Block, you got people.
On the next morning show, time for football.
Chef Guy Fieri shows us how to throw the best Super Bowl bash on a budget.
Today at 10 on Fox 11.
Fox Friday, when spoiled kids' toys rule the house, Nanny 911 becomes Repo Nanny.
Everything's gone.
All new Nanny 911. Then a same-sex couple swaps with an intolerant new spouse.
Your birth defect happened to be that you're gay.
Trading spouses, meet your new mommy.
It all starts tonight at 8 on Fox 11.
It's a long
Concentrate.
way
We've got
away.
about 80 degrees happening on Super Bowl Sunday.
So I was going to say, well, let's call this portion of the broadcast what? Politicians who can't keep... All right,
Their
well, I don't know what we're
pants
going to
on?
call it. First of all, we start with the admission
It's
from
called Friends of Bill.
San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom. You probably know him. He's a very
Good-looking
glamorous,
guy.
popular figure up there in
His
San
ex-wife
Francisco.
was gorgeous,
Kimberly
right?
Guilfoyle,
Ooh,
yeah.
she's beautiful.
He admitted yesterday that he had an affair about 18 months ago with the wife of one of his closest advisors. Now, Tony Valdez is going to fill us in on this.
I've hurt someone I care deeply about, Alex Turk, his friends and family, and that is something that I have to live with and something that I am deeply sorry for.
That's Alex Turk with a microphone in his hand. Turk resigned as manager of Newsom's re-election campaign after confronting the mayor about reports that his wife, Ruby Rippey Turk, had had an affair with Newsom when she worked as his appointment secretary, a post she left last spring.
I am also sorry that I've let the people of San Francisco down. They expect a lot of their mayor, and my personal lapse of judgment aside, I am committed to restoring their trust and confidence.
San Francisco's former mayor Willie Brown fathered a baby out of wedlock while he was in office, and he's confident Newsom will survive just as he did.
This is San Francisco. You don't suffer from anything except poor job performance. That's what causes you. That will cost you your job, but personal relationships will not.
It didn't hurt Clinton. It didn't hurt Hillary Clinton. Why should it hurt him?
It didn't hurt Hillary. I don't think Hillary had an affair with anybody.
Yeah, hello.
Well,
It was
unless you
Bill.
believe certain...
Yeah, it shouldn't hurt her that he had an affair,
Thank
right?
you.
No, he didn't have an affair. It wasn't
me.
Sex.
That's what it is, Stevie.
Mayor Newsom is so popular up there. He has a 70% approval rating from San Franciscans. There's been no comment yet from the other people involved. And I understand the woman is in rehab herself to overcome problems that she's had as well. So this compounds the situation. And his friend Alex Turk is really hurt and really angry. All right, that's a kind of local San Francisco scandal. Now we go to Italy. Here's Jill.
Have we got a scandal there?
Yeah.
Italy's former prime minister. Do you remember Cicciolina? Remember Cicciolina?
Who's Cicciolina?
Oh my God.
I remember Zamperla.
I was in the cab.
Zamperla.
Zamperla?
Yeah, who's
No.
Cicciolina?
I was in the cab in
Yeah.
Italy, and I said to the cab driver, we started speaking, and my husband was like, what are you guys talking about? I go, Cicciolina. And the guy goes, Cicciolina. She was a former porn star who got elected into
Oh, yeah,
Parliament.
Cicciolina. I remember her.
Was
Yeah.
always topless and all that. Very popular, of course. So the cab driver was like, Cicciolina. We had a whole conversation. He didn't speak English. I didn't speak Italian, but anyway, this is a different scandal.
Yes.
Italy's former prime minister, Silvio Berlusconi, has his own problems. Berlusconi's wife, Veronica Lario, wrote an open letter that landed on the front page of the Roman newspaper. She claims that at a recent awards show, Berlusconi was very openly flirting with a couple of women, telling one of them, quote, "If I weren't married, I'd marry you immediately." Of course, he said it in Italian. It sounded so much more romantic. He then told the other woman, quote, "With you, I'd go anywhere." So Victoria, thank you, Steve, for that translation. It's incredible. Victoria demanded
mi dispiace, which is I'm very sorry.
Victoria, he needs to say that because Victoria got and demanded a public apology from him. It said, quote, "Your dignity should not be an issue. I will guard it like a..." Why is this a story?
Keep going. Do the story and then comment.
"I will guard it like a precious material in my heart and blah, bitty, blah, and jibbity, jabbity, Jew." Who cares?
I have no idea what this is.
Roll up. I'm not doing this
Why
story.
are you picking on Jews?
I'm not.
Jibbity jabbity what?
Jibbity, jabbity, Jew. Can I just have why is this a story?
What'd you
Who
say?
cares about a guy we don't know about?
It's actually a good story. It's just we have too many words in it.
Yeah.
Basically, she caught him. She wrote a letter that was published in the paper. He
Caught him what? Flirting?
Caught him flirting or maybe more.
Okay.
And what he did was he backed down. You have to understand who Berlusconi is. Berlusconi is bigger than Clinton in Italy. He not only was the head guy,
Why aren't you doing this story?
He's the richest guy in the country. He's the most famous man. He owned all the newspapers, the television stations, the radio stations. He backed down to his wife
He
and
said,
issued...
"Won me." Well, was me.
And then he issued a public apology to
I'd rather
her.
do this story. Roman Polanski is directing a movie in Rome, Pompeii. It's the most expensive movie he's ever directed, $130 million. $130 million.
No. The Berlusconi, if you're going to do garbage, Berlusconi's a good story. We just didn't do it.
I don't want to do garbage. I like to do like cool stuff. That's garbage to me. Don't
Okay.
care. Don't know those people, don't care.
I know you don't know Berlusconi. That's why I was
Well,
explaining.
you should have done it. You did it much better.
What? All right, it's 7:45. Okay, Dorothy.
The things I'm interested in and the things you're interested in, kind of similar sometimes.
Mostly, yeah. No, look, I'm not...
See, the thing about a
What? I'm not interested in most celebrity garbage
Again,
crap.
don't call us a news show. No one thinks that we are a news show.
We usually impart information.
Before you self-denigrate, I'm not
Roman
interested.
Polanski.
Pardon me. I'm not interested in most of the celebrity crap that we talk about. When the Prime Minister of Italy, the most powerful man, does something public like
I'm
that,
not saying
backs
it wasn't
down,
an interesting story.
that's
The
a
way
good
it
story.
was written, it was
Yeah,
very
fair enough.
boring, very laborious.
You know, it is to me not a Lindsay Lohan level story. It's like
I don't
a
want to
story.
do those either, but I thought the Roman
not that
Polanski
big.
was a little more
It's not
exciting.
that big.
It's not
Okay.
Lindsay.
All right, would you move on and stop arguing with us?
What do you give someone for their 25th anniversary? Something silver, right, Steve? When you're here 25 years,
call
which
Tony.
it feels
You
like
call
this
Tony.
morning. I'm gonna get you some Centrum silver.
You all right?
Yes.
Oh,
I know we had a Clinton reference, but really.
Plugging my heater in, Dorothy. That was very rude.
What did you get, David
Do you have Bible
Letterman
study today?
Last night.
You better.
No, and I missed it
You
this
need
week,
to
and
go.
you can tell. What do you get, David Letterman? Last night he celebrated 25 years in late night. Way back when he started this gig, what was it, 82? His first guest was Bill Murray. So it was very appropriate that Bill came back.
Tonight is kind of an anniversary for Paul and myself. It was 25 years ago tonight that we started back at NBC. 25 years ago. In 25 years, during that time, during the commercial breaks in 25 years, 3,000 actresses have said to me, "Dave, please, let's not complicate it with sex." 3,000 actresses. Amazing.
You look tremendous. Thanks. Thanks. You look good too.
Thank you very much, Bill. What's the matter?
I was just no, it's great to be here. It's always a real pleasure to be. I'm all dressed up for the party. I thought we were having kind of a big thing here.
Well, you are the party, really.
Yeah, that's how I roll, but
Have DP will travel. You know what? It all comes back to Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Yep. Al Gore, up for an Oscar.
Yay.
For his global warming documentary, An Inconvenient Truth.
The Oscar is just a precursor to the Nobel Peace Prize.
Has also been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. But I want to put it in context here. Gore's name was entered by members of the Norwegian parliament. On the other hand, Rush Limbaugh has entered as well. Thousands of people are entered. We always get this wrong every year. There are maybe 10,000 people in organizations who can nominate, and they do.
And Rush was nominated for what? Making fun of Michael J. Fox?
He was nominated by the Landmark Legal Foundation, which calls Limbaugh the foremost advocate for freedom and democracy in the world today. The group cited his nearly 2 decades of tireless efforts to promote liberty,
Excuse me, was that commentary?
equality, and opportunity for all humankind. By the way, the head of this is Mark Levin, I think. If you follow talk radio, you know who Mark Levin is.
They call him the Great One.
The Great One. Himself a
that's
conservative.
debatable.
Yeah. Anyway, but I tell you, you'll hear more nominations. Thousands of people are nominated every year. It takes one
Steve Edwards
nomination.
never had a dinner. Never had enough.
Well, but Al Gore has a huge movie out that is very important and everyone has seen. It's up for an Oscar, so I think that's, you know.
Well, Rush Limbaugh has
Not
20
to
million
mention, he was
listeners.
one of
you
the
know.
first people to bring a lot of attention to global warming.
Thank you.
And today
In
of all
the
days,
80s.
And
we
invented
know
the internet.
this is,
Yeah.
Miramax Films presents 8-time Academy Award nominee Peter O'Toole in the role of a lifetime. Peter O'Toole is magnificent, a career-crowning performance.
Is this a dagger which I see before me?
Peter O'Toole's performance makes Venus a movie not to be missed. An Academy Award nominee for Best Actor.
It's my goodbye to you.
Why? Where are you going?
We won't live forever.
Venus, rated R, now playing.
At 1-800-DENTIST, our member dentists aren't just accepting new patients, they welcome them. So if you're looking for a dental practice that feels a little less like a medical office and a lot more like home, call 1-800-DENTIST and ask one of our friendly operators to match you with a gentle, caring dentist near you. And if you've been avoiding the dentist, now might be the time to find out just how much dentistry has changed. Call us today. 1-800-DENTIST. We take every smile personally.
Now you can take home your dream bathroom, bedroom, or kitchen in Kimberly Clark's Room a Day giveaway. To enter, visit roomadaygiveaway.com and watch The View weekdays to see if you've won too. Visit Albertsons for great savings on all your favorite Kimberly Clark brands. Huggies, Kleenex, Cottonelle, Scott, Viva, Kotex, Poise, and Depend. Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
For Big Bear, you look really good today.
Thank you, Jill. It's 7:51 our time. Here's Dorothy
Big
Lucy.
Bears, you look really good too. Elvis has
Left the building?
left the Burger King.
Thank you.
Brittany and K-Fed getting along at least for another month. They've agreed to keep their current custody agreement for 1 month only. They're pretty much going month by month. It means he gets to visit the kids. Do we really need all these details? Okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Are you
afternoons.
asking us?
You must
I'm beginning
know.
to
You're gonna
miss.
give us
I'm beginning to
you
miss
must
Berlusconi.
know.
Yeah, me too.
Congratulations to Patrick Dempsey and the Mrs. Dr. McDreamy. Actually, the wife did all the work. Gave birth to twins, 2 boys, Darby Galen and Sullivan Patrick Dempsey. They were born Thursday in LA, and they already have a 5-year-old daughter. And Katie Holmes wants to have more babies. She talks about Tom and Suri and the family in the new Harper's Bazaar. She said Tom makes her feel like the most beautiful woman in the world, and he has ever since that first moment he shook her hand. I know Steve's going to barf during this story. She said she loves calling him husband. This is sweet, Stevie. And here, I'll do all the baby stuff now for Jill. She said when Suri was little...
Really, you don't have to.
She was a little freaked out. It was challenging, the feeding, the pumping, the trying to figure out what every cry meant.
The pumping is what got him there.
Steve said that, I didn't.
You said that using my voice. I heard that. I heard that.
God, man.
What?
You know, in my life, a day without porn is now Saturday and Sunday. And that's
I feel sad for you.
Have I been hanging around? Have I been hanging around this bus terminal too long? Huh?
Yes.
I've been hanging around this bus terminal too long. All right.
Yes, you have.
All right, 7:53 coming up. Whoopi Goldberg and Bill O'Reilly, and they went at it. We will show it to you.
Not that kind of win.
Oh. No, I want to see them fight. I love that.
It's sports. Look where your mind is all the time.
Yeah, that's where Dorothy lives now.
Big game.
Ew.
Ninth ranked Oregon taking on 5th ranked UCLA.
It's scary when I'm taking the high road, you guys. Where's that going?
Homeowners, Greenlight Financial Services is now offering an unbelievably low 3.49% payment fix for up to 5 years. But you must call now. This deal is only good for a limited time. Call us now at 866-66-FASTER. That's 866-66-FASTER.
For some mothers, meddling is a habit.
Hi, honey.
For Daphne, it's an art.
You look like you're asking for it. I am asking for it.
But this February, she's discovering the joy of letting go.
Hello?
Because I Said So. Rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
Jake LeBar just took an interest in girls, just lost interest in math. Sylvan has a tutor for that. Lori Sims loves to swim, barely treading water in algebra. Sylvan has a tutor for that. Call 800-EDUCATE now. Our math experts can help children with basic math skills, multiplication, division, fractions, algebra, calculus, geometry, and more. If you want to see your child master any level of math, call your local Sylvan math expert at 800-EDUCATE today.
Okay, class, let's go! 1, 2, up, 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 arriba, there you go. Abajo, turn, keep turning. Here we go again, left, right, 1, 2, 1, 2, vamos! Up, down, up, abajo, arriba, muy bien. And take a deep breath. Stretch all those músculos. Y ya.
Trade? No way!
Make lunch more untradeable, an excellent source of calcium. So lunchtime is more thumbs upable for both of you. Lunchables extra cheesy pizza. It's more than lunch. It's Lunchables.
The Golden Globe winner for Best Motion Picture of the Year has now been honored with 7 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture of the Year. Brad Pitt, Kate Blanchett. There's so much. Babel, rated R, now playing.
Homeowners, Greenlight Financial Services is now offering an unbelievably low 3.49% payment fix for up to 5 years. But you must call now. This deal is only good for a limited time. Call us now at 866-66-FASTER. That's 866-66-FASTER.
7:56 time for number 5, UCLA at home against number 9, Oregon. The Ducks upset UCLA earlier this year. Bruins off to a quick start. 20-9, Josh Shipp to Luca Richard Mbamute for the alley-oop. Bruins up by 11 at the half. Second half, Ducks make the mistake of leaving it open for Aaron Aflalo. He finishes with authority. The Bruins beat Oregon 69-57. They take sole possession of first place in the Pac-10. SC trying to move into a three-way tie for second place in the Pac-10. Trojans home last night against Oregon State. Senior guard Lodrick Stewart with the jumper. Yes, it is good. Trojans beat Oregon State 73-56. SC, Oregon, Washington State all tied for second place in the Pac-10. Two of the NHL's worst teams on the ice at Staples. Kings hosting the Blackhawks. It goes to overtime, tied at 2. Blackhawks rookie Lasse Kukkonen gets the game winner. Kings drop this one 3-2, remain dead last in the Western Conference. New week, new location, same Tiger Woods in the Dubai for the Dubai Desert Classic. This is not a PGA event, but there's a lot of money here. Here he is with a chip on 8. We wouldn't show it to you if it didn't. Okay, it's one of his 6 birdies opening the round. Tiger shot a 5 under 67, but he's 5 behind leader Ross Fisher in Dubai. Next, global warming. We've got the big report. We will tell you what it says, what it means to all of us. And 64-year-old Sherman, the guy who made everybody cry in American Idol, will be with us coming up as well. We've got more of the latest news, weather, traffic, sports after this.
If you made a deal to save someone you loved, you will be the rider for as long as you live.
Something burning?
What would you do?
Let's ride.
On February 16th.
So tonight, you'll...
I believe soon. Cool. The adventure begins.
We have this rat chopper. It was all flames and stuff. His face was a skull, and it was on fire.
On fire?
Like...
Ghost Rider. Rated PG-13.
Move over, George. This president's going to make it possible to buy a new mattress today and pay no deposit, no interest, and no payments for 1 full year. It's Sit and Sleep's President's Sale. Save hundreds with queen-size sets from Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Springer, and Miralax. Selling elsewhere for up to $5.99, now just $3.97. And by presidential decree, pay nothing for 1 full year. Get delivery, bed frame, and 2 pillows, $120 value free. Sit and Sleep will beat anyone's advertised price, or your mattress is free!
I am confident.
I have more energy.
My abs, I don't have 6, but I got a 4.
Bally has been great.
Join Bally Total Fitness now for just $19 down and $19 a month. Call 1-800-FITNESS.
30 days later.
30 days later, I am one hot mama.
I lost 14 pounds.
3 pant sizes, 4 inches in my waist.
There's no more junk in the trunk. It's all in the right place.
Join Bally now for just $19 down and $19 a month.
I just feel absolutely wonderful.
Call 1-800-FITNESS for the club nearest you.
On the next morning show, are you ready for some football?
Are you ready for some football? Chef Guy Fieri's here, and he's going to show us how to throw the best Super Bowl bash on a budget.
Plus, America's Sweetheart is here.
Marie Osmond reveals how she's making miracles happen for kids.
And get the truth behind food fact or fiction.
Today at 10 on Fox 11.
The world of strippers.
Wait, you would lie to clients to get money? I'm shocked.
All new Dr. Keith Abloh.
Today at 2 on Fox 11.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Good Day LA. I'm Steve Edwards, and here's what's making news this Friday, February the 2nd. As many as 14 people, maybe more, we should say, could be more than 14, are dead after Central Florida is battered by a series of deadly thunderstorms. We'll have the latest on that. Yeah, we're responsible for global climate change. An international team of scientists says it will take centuries before things improve significantly. I'll just go through this, folks. It's all right. Police say this is a very disturbing story. A mentally disabled man slapped and beaten by his caretaker. There might be more of this going on. One man arrested, another man being looked for right now. It is a Super Bowl tradition. The mayors of opposing teams trade their bets. What's on the line in Sunday's big matchup? That'll make you think. And Hillary fashions hit the runway. How you can make a fashion and a political statement at the same time. Okay, here's Dorothy Lucy.
Is it frankly I don't give a damn Friday?
I think so. I think so. Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Dorothy Lucy. Another celebrity feud, and this one comes complete with screaming and new movies that are opening today. Stevie?
Julie?
Is it Factory Girl opening today?
Yes.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yes.
I love Sienna Miller. Hey everyone, good morning. It is Friday. I know. Thank goodness. We've got some weird weather. We had some weird weather earlier this week with the scattered showers, the inclement clouds, and all that stuff. Say goodbye to all of that. The low, that upper level low that caused it is out of here. We've got a huge ridge of high pressure moving in the meantime. LAX looks pretty good. Most areas do this morning thanks to that ridge. We're also going to continue our warming trend for the next few days. And by the time Super Bowl Sunday rolls around, we're going to be up to about 80 degrees in and around most areas, especially the valley. It's going up. So a Super Bowl Sunday, Steve.
Well, thank you, Jill.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. 8:02.
Are you hearing voices?
I'm hearing a lot
and
of voices.
responding.
It is
What's up,
Friday.
Steve?
Let's meet the crew.
It's Friday, yeah. We used to do credits on Good Day LA where we'd roll hundreds of people behind the scenes. So this is my way of doing credits.
Because they all wanted their names off of this.
Voice courtesy of Rick Dickert.
Mm-hmm.
Pilot Jason, give him a wave, Jason.
Oh, Jason, hello.
Jason filling in for Kevin. Vince back in the
Recognize it.
back. All the pictures courtesy
Vince.
of Vince all week long. We're a tight crew here on
Thank you,
Friday.
guys.
We are feeling good. All right, good morning, everyone. We do have a pretty big crash, and we are heading to that. Total Traffic's going to break this down for us, and it will indicate 5 northbound at Paxton. The left lane of the southbound side is blocked, and the right 3 of the northbound blocked due to a pretty serious multiple vehicle crash. We'll be up there in just a short time. Otherwise, no major incidents or sig alerts right now. Metro Rail on schedule. 405 at Valley. Let's see how the drive is through the Sepulveda Pass. Not doing too good. Not Friday morning light there. That's the southbound side, crawling up from the valley from the 101 towards Mulholland Drive. You're going to be on and off the brakes as you typically are as you make your way towards the west side. Real-time drive time, the 10 is loaded up pretty good, although not as heavy as it typically is. Westbound 57 over to 710. Total commute time will take you 50 minutes.
I'm sorry, did Rick say something?
Could you show the electrician there also when you show the crew? All right. It's 8:03 right now. The situation in Florida so far, this is what we have. At least 14 people were killed when tornadoes hit 4 counties in central Florida overnight. 14 is the number we have, but the storm is continuing as it goes south. One of the hardest hit areas, Lady Lake, about 50 miles north of Orlando. Hundreds of homes wiped out. Rescue teams going door to door looking for anybody who might be trapped in the rubble. Tornado warnings in effect overnight, but survivors say it happened so fast they didn't have time to get out. The counties affected by the storm are Lake County, Volusia, am I saying that right? Volusia, Sumter, Seminole, and I understand we talked to Fire Chief Mark Oakes earlier. It's heading into Brevard County right now, so.
Nasty. It'll be quick, too.
Let's go to Rick Lozano for the international story of the day, and that has to do with the release of the global warming report. And let's get to him, and then we'll hear the reactions to it, et cetera. Rick, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Steve. Good morning, everybody. You know, it is rare that so many scientists, in this case, hundreds of scientists who are meeting in Paris discussing global warming would agree, overwhelmingly agree, on any one issue. But they do agree on global warming, that is. And they tell us that we will not be able to stop it or reverse the effects of global warming for hundreds of years.
I think anyone who would continue to risk inaction on the basis of the evidence presented here will one day in the history books be considered irresponsible.
The gloomy news from a meeting of hundreds of scientists in Paris. Global warming has begun, and there is a better than 90% chance that it is caused by man's burning of fossil fuels and it gets worse. In the decades ahead, we can expect hotter temperatures, some say up to an average of 11.5 degrees by the end of this century, and that sea levels will continue to rise as well, up to 23 inches by the year 2100. The alarming news is that those numbers are going to keep going up no matter how much we begin to control pollution from this point on. But even so, scientists say there is still time to take action.
Every individual can today walk out of their front door and cut their emissions by more than what Kyoto had ever envisaged or by what we are talking about for this century without having to lose the quality of their lives.
Scientists agree that the melting of polar ice caps together with the warming of the atmosphere makes it very likely that global climate changes are due to the burning of fossil fuels. Those changes, they say, are responsible for stronger hurricanes like the ones we have seen in the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico recently, like Hurricane Katrina. Those scientists say their findings are based on rock-solid information. The next report from them is due in April. It will deal with more of the effects of global warming. And we are live in Rancho Cucamonga this morning. Steve, that's it from here, and we'll send it back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. In this report, by the way, the scientists say this will likely happen, likely meaning 90% possibility. Many of the scientists wanted to say it will most certainly happen, 99% probability.
Scary.
But then politics gets involved. China burns coal prodigiously, the largest country on earth, and they wanted to water that down a little bit, not to say, absolute certainty about this. A lot of political issues involved in the science that comes out.
But facts are facts. Well, politics aside.
Facts.
And you had a little hint about how bad this was going to be when the president mentioned it in his State of the Union message.
Yeah. And actually, there's some scientists who are saying that they've actually downgraded the rise of water along the shores in this. They want it to be higher than the report says. So, all right, Jill.
The lights went out in Paris at the Eiffel Tower. The power was deliberately shut off last night. It goes on every hour. The lights start flashing. Have you seen that? Have you guys been since they started that? Every hour, it's like a Christmas tree. I love it, but a lot of Parisians hate it.
It's like you. It goes off every hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, the lights went out just for 5 minutes. The idea was to draw attention to global warming, keeping on that note. The switch off came on the eve of the UN report on climate change that we were just talking about.
It is 8:07 right now, in a move that could escalate tensions with the West. Iran reportedly started work on an underground uranium enrichment bunker. A diplomat with the UN's nuclear watchdog says workers have been told, in his words, have been working feverishly, at the facility for weeks. A spokesman for the U.S. delegation to the watchdog group says this type of work is not necessary for a peaceful nuke program, but that it is necessary in order to make nuclear weapons. Iran insists its intentions are peaceful. A new classified report says that internal fighting is now the main source of violence in Iraq. This is the national intelligence estimate, which is always kind of a big deal when it comes out and then always questioned afterwards. The estimate says Iraqi-on-Iraqi violence has surpassed al-Qaeda as the top threat to U.S. goals, and that the term civil war accurately describes some elements of the conflict. However, the report is somewhat optimistic that conditions might improve, but it casts doubt over whether Iraq's leaders will step up and take control.
Yeah, but the report also says we have little control in Iraq, and we're getting less and less control all the time.
That's what they're saying there. There is some optimism from the headlines of the report that if everything falls into place, which it probably won't, that things might work out in some way. All right, cell phone capture. Oh, what a story. 2 mentally disabled men being slapped repeatedly at a facility that's supposed to be taking care of them by somebody who's supposed to be taking care of them. Let's go to Bob DeCastro at the Vocational Academy right now. He'll tell us all about this. Good morning to you, Bob.
Good morning, Steve. Yeah, one of those caregivers has already been arrested. They're still searching for another person they think may have been involved in this alleged abuse. We're talking about, as you said, slapping around, beating defenseless, developmentally disabled people they were supposed to be caring for at this facility here, and all the while seeming to enjoy it so much they use their cell phone cameras, at least a cell phone camera, to capture this video here. It was taken inside a restroom at the Jocelyn Vocational Facility last March and April. A caregiver you see there smacking and taunting the men. One can't even speak. He has a mental capacity of a 2-year-old. And the abuse might have gone unnoticed had the owner of the cell phone not sold it to a coworker. And then when the person who bought the phone discovered the video, he turned it over to the vocational facility. They turned it over to the police. Detectives arrested the man they believe that was on that video, 22-year-old Patrick Solis of Southgate, and they're still looking for that man, Michael Rama, who owned the cell phone. As you might imagine, there are so many people who are disgusted by those images. Someone is heard on the image, on the video, laughing as the victims are frightened, they're cowering and screaming.
This is going on a lot more than we're aware of. The fact is we were very fortunate this time because they videotaped themselves.
Detectives say they shudder to think how much more abuse actually took place, what wasn't even recorded. And what's scary is that the suspect arrested, Patrick Solis, he left this facility after he alleged abuse, and he was working at a similar facility in LA County. He's been arrested on suspicion of felony false imprisonment, dependent abuse. He's posted a $25,000 bail, and police still searching for the other man, Michael Rama. He was last living in Long Beach. They're also concerned, Steve, that there may have been more abuse at this facility.
Well, certainly that was captured by cell phone. You can imagine, I mean, who knows, but you can only imagine how much more that wasn't captured. So, oh boy.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, Bob. 8:11 our time right now. 2 more hotel chains stepping in line, banning artery clogging trans fat from their restaurants. Nichelle is here at the Marriott in Pasadena with her story on this. Good morning to you, Nichelle.
Morning, Stephen. By the way, I'm in trouble. I'll tell you about that a little bit later.
Good.
But the thing here at the Marriott, you already can't smoke in here. They banned that. And what they're saying now is they're trying to take the next step to ensure that their customers are even healthier. So in just a little bit, there will be no more trans fats here in their menus at all. They've already kind of gotten the ball rolling. They've eliminated the trans fats from their non-fried foods on the menus, the cookies, the muffins, some of the desserts, things like that. This is going to affect all of the Marriotts, and that includes the Courtyard Marriotts, Fairfield Inns, and all of the other hotels within the Marriott chain, 2,300 of them around the country. Also, the Omni Hotel says they're joining the bandwagon as well. They're going to get rid of the trans fats in their cooking oil starting March 1st. And the trans fats, of course, those bad fats, the ones that raise the cholesterol levels, the bad cholesterol in your body. And if you want to know if you're eating something with trans fats, just go to the ingredients on your food and look to see if you see partially hydrogenated vegetable oil. Chances are there are some trans fats, mostly if you're eating fried foods or if you're eating foods that are baked with like butters and things like that. That's where you're going to find most of the trans fats. And so we come back out here live. Yes, Steve, I got in trouble from my mother. Somebody called her and said,
You were a little critical of your mother and her cooking dietary habits, right?
Yeah, she was very upset with me and said, you told those people all I do is eat fried pork chops. I eat salad.
You know
Sorry,
what?
Jackie.
You know what? You can move to LA, you can run, but you cannot hide from Jackie.
Exactly.
You know
Hey,
that.
Steve, I got something fun coming up at 9 o'clock. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, I know what it is, and I hope you're in shape. That's all I can say.
I'm ready.
We'll find
I hope
out.
Francis has got some music for me.
Okay, we'll find out.
Nichelle's okay because my mommy still loves her.
That's one mother.
My mom loves Nichelle.
Well, maybe Jackie will love you, because then you both have a mother who loves you.
We'll do mom swap.
All right. 8:13 is our time.
Laura Bush getting an award for encouraging women to take better care of themselves. Get an award for that?
Heart disease is the leading cause of death for American women. It kills more women than all cancer combined.
Yeah, Steve just said there's another award show. It's called Don't Hit People. You get an award for that. Anywho, Women's Day magazine honored her at the Red Dress Awards in New York City yesterday. Mrs. Bush urged women to get their blood pressure and cholesterol checked regularly. Today is National Wear Red Day. You can see Dorothy and I behind that program.
You haven't seen my undergarments.
For women's heart, if I wore some, I'd wear red. But anyway, for women's heart disease awareness. Just silly, some of the awards that we give. It should be a given that the president's wife says, take care of yourself. But
Yeah, but at least it gets some attention.
Attention, that's what it is.
the whole
It's
point.
attention.
Like
You're
we do
good.
with Rick, same thing.
Yeah.
It's no different.
He gets an award for flying straight.
Flying straight, yeah, we're gonna try to keep our signal as well. I got the big update on Puxatawny Phil's moment in the shade. Yes, he did not see his shadow.
Global warming.
Just kind of like the IPCC report. That's right, Dorothy. He did not see his shadow, so that means we are going to have an early spring, and I think we have video of that. Perhaps we do, we don't. Puxatawny Phil coming out of his deal there. There you go. Earlier this morning, this guy, he's over 100 years old, 120 years old. There's only been one Phil since the forecasting started, and as we mentioned earlier, Steve, I think you heard, he drinks that elixir of life. That's what they say there in Puxatawny. I think all those guys drink it as well. And essentially that adds 7 years onto his life, so he's been 100% accurate. He's never been wrong. So he's a much better forecaster than I am. Today, Groundhog Day, one of my favorite movies as well. With
Rick,
yeah.
You know, Dorothy knows Phil and has covered him extensively.
I want to see that video.
I know Phil. That is not the same Phil.
You know, I would have loved to have been out there for because they shut the city down for like 3 days, don't they, Dorothy?
Oh, it's a big dang deal.
Yeah.
Dorothy said
Phil usually bites the guy, which is the big
Dorothy
thing.
said,
weather
wait a minute.
people.
Dorothy said it's
boy.
boring and she hated doing it again.
And it was a long drive from Scranton. It was like a 3-hour
you know
drive.
what?
May I
You get
just
up
say,
at 2 in the morning.
it's still boring now.
No, it's
Still
not.
boring.
Come on. I'm going to have a party for Groundhog Day, Jill.
Are you serious?
And then
This
he's going to have the
excites you?
same party tomorrow.
You know what it says to me? It screams local news all over it. That's why I hate it.
That's what we are.
No, we're not quite up
Okay,
there.
I like to remind Dorothy, you keep saying we're a news show. We do
We're everything.
10 minutes of news, and the rest is your stuff. It's really not a news show.
Our show based on actual events. Just loosely based on.
We do 10 minutes of news. I pray to God I get it right every day, and then it's up to you to do whatever else
Like, no
you're
one
gonna
ever
do.
says to me, oh, you're on that news show. They say you're on that morning show.
I'm a newsman.
That wild morning show.
I'm a newsman.
You are a newsman.
What did you say
Steve.
when the cops tried to arrest you? I'm a newsman.
They didn't try to arrest me. Let's not go that far. Huh? Be a
Full body
newswoman.
cavity
Accurate.
search. Where's
Yeah.
Jill? She's in jail.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg went on with Bill O'Reilly, and it was a big whoop. Very
Right.
few big lib celebrities are man enough to take on Bill O'Reilly, but Whoopi is. They discussed whether or not celebrities are able to back up their anti-war feelings with hard facts.
Nobody has an answer. Nobody knows how to get out of this because it's a mess.
And that's a legitimate point of view.
Okay, that's
all right?
my opinion.
And I respect that point of view. And it doesn't matter how you feel.
Well,
you need
it
to
does-
you
if
need to
you're
think
asking,
about
if you're
that.
asking my opinion,
Yes.
then it does matter how I feel.
No, you need
because
to think about it.
No, Bill. You need to think about it. That's how you do it. I don't do it that
So
way.
you don't have a responsibility to back up how you feel.
No, I have a responsibility to answer your question.
What
And
if
you
how?
want
All
more-
right,
I'm
then
sorry.
answer this one.
Yes.
What if how you?
Oh, I'm
Oh, hey, wait a minute.
Oh,
What was the
we're
question?
good.
What was the question?
Can we have more?
You know, a news show would have done this properly.
Yeah, this is true. This is.
I like that. Whoopi stood up
that's
there. She
always,
handled herself
Maybe
well.
we'll have more coming
That's
up.
always a big liberal conservative thing. Conservatives will always say liberals feel, but they don't do anything. Conservatives think and try to change it.
But O'Reilly does not like this war.
No, he knows it, and he
And
knew
does
it.
not think it was
You know
well
what?
executed.
I believe he knew it going in. He always had all it. But once
He
you're in,
said,
you're
if
in.
you
Yeah,
don't find
yeah,
weapons, I'll
yeah.
apologize. And we
All
didn't
right.
find what he
Next, it's Super Bowl weekend. We'll show you the bet between the mayor of Indianapolis, Bart Peterson, and Chicago's Mayor Daley.
This is like Puxatawny Phil all over again.
I'd rather hear about the mayor of San Francisco and what he's up to.
If you are not interested in the Super Bowl, I tell you, the LA Times review of this, did you look at it?
What? Of what? This movie?
Yes.
Oh, who cares
The
about
Diane
reviews?
Keaton.
We love.
Oh, we gave our reviews yesterday.
Oh my gosh, I've got a great fashion show coming up. Really powerful fashions hitting the runway. Not just Hillary Clinton. All kinds of powerful women.
So what do you think those mayors bet? Coming up, Sherman from American Idol, the guy singing to his late partner. She died.
64-year-old?
Yeah, made everybody cry. He's going to be with us.
Cool.
We'll be back.
Golden Globe and Screen Actors Guild winner for Best Actor, Forrest Whitaker, is now nominated for an Academy Award in one of the great performances of modern movie history. The Last King of Scotland, rated R, now playing everywhere.
My dad and I have been in the septic business for over 40 years. A septic system today can cost many, many thousands of dollars to replace. In my opinion, using Rid-X once a month makes costly repairs less likely.
Rid-X uses 100% natural bacteria and enzymes to break down hard-to-dissolve waste, even paper, to help keep your septic system operating efficiently and prevent backups between pumpings.
I've always recommended Rid-X, and I've never recommended anything else.
Rid-X, the #1 septic treatment brand.
What is this?
Garbage.
No, these are our bills.
Looks like garbage.
No, these are our bills. How can you just toss out our bills?
I got people. They took care of it.
You got people.
I got people.
You got people.
I got.
Play the Toss Out Your Bills instant win game at H&R Block. You could win $10,000 to pay off your bills or one of thousands of other instant cash prizes.
So this is garbage.
Yep.
Among a confusing cluster of choices, one pair of superior sounding headphones finds the perfect fit. While a resourceful remote starts the movie with a single button. simply what matters.
That woman has given her whole life in service to her people.
She was born to rule a world of tradition.
Duty first, self second. That's all I've ever known.
Nothing prepared her for a world of change.
Something's happened. There's been a shift in values.
It's the best picture of the year. A work of art hails Entertainment Weekly. It's real and timeless. And now it's nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of the Year. The Queen, rated PG-13, now playing everywhere.
All right, we're going to go back now to Florida, and we have on the phone with Chief Mark Oakes from Orlando, who's kind enough to be with us again, as he was with us earlier. We were reporting, Chief, of 14 deaths so far from storms and perhaps tornadoes. Is that still the number? Do we have an update here?
That number is still holding, Steve. We have not had any additional reports of that. I just got a report from my crews in Volusia County. They're searching subdivisions assisting Volusia County units up in that area.
Now, you told us the storm is headed into Brevard County and other areas. Is it having as devastating an effect?
I haven't had a recent update, Steve, but I did see there was severe storms in southern Brevard County and Indian River County, but we have no reports of tornadoes in those areas.
And Mark, the tornadoes are very fast. You're very, well aware of how hurricanes move and the preparation involved. Tornadoes are very different. They're almost more deadly.
Correct, because you have sporadic damage.
Right.
Unlike hurricanes, where we have plenty of time to prepare, they move in quite fast and without usual warning. So we have 7 different areas that we're looking at in Central Florida with significant damage.
Wow. Yeah, we're looking at some images right now, and it's pretty devastating. And these are homes that are in the Lady Lake area.
Yes, that's in Lake County, and that's also close, not too far away from the villages, which we have reports of between 300 and 500 homes damaged in that area.
So you're going to have, not only do you have fatalities and people injured, but you're going to have some people who are basically homeless after this.
That's correct, Steve. And according to our state emergency response plan, Governor Charlie Crist has also made available any assets for the communities that need them, and the state is reevaluating that and calling out for more additional help from all the surrounding fire departments and police departments.
Chief Mark Oakes in Orlando, again, we thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Okay, Mark, thank you. 8:23, we have a multi-car crash in Pacoima, and Rick and Sky Fox are over it.
And it's causing a big backup here, Steve. 5 northbound just before the 118 in Pacoima. Left 3 lanes taken away. A motorcycle was down. A big rig involved in this. A couple other cars. Tow trucks are on scene. They're trying to clear this all out of lanes. But right now, with those left 3 taken away, look at the backup. This is the northbound side coming out of Burbank up towards Pacoima. Again, this is just before the 118. SIG alert here. As an alternate, you might want to think about taking Laurel Canyon or 405, and that 405 north will reconnect you with a 5 up in Somar. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Rick. It's 8:23. Here it is. You've been asking. We have it for you. The mayor of Indianapolis is betting the mayor of Chicago that the Colts will win the Super Bowl. Mayor Bart Peterson put a lot on the line yesterday. Tickets to the Big Ten Championship basketball. And all 3 races at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He's betting tickets to see Neil Sedaka perform with the Indianapolis Symphony and gift certificates to the dozens of the city's best restaurants.
Steve, you're kind of losing steam midway through this.
I was.
Lost me.
It will all be turned over to Mayor Daley if the Bears win Sunday. Daley bet a smorgasbord of food, including pizza. I bet it's that deep dish Chicago pizza. Beer, steaks, cheesecakes, a whole pig.
Oh, a whole pig. That sounds so yummy right now.
The biggest wager of its type in the history of the Super Bowl. And
jowls and all.
Perhaps the most boring story ever done about the Super Bowl.
No. I thought my Italian one was up there, too.
That wasn't about the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And it's estimated that more than half of all adults, about 112 million, will bet on the Super Bowl this weekend. Most of the wagers will be illegal. Good night, everybody. All right, it's 8:24.
I got a good story for you.
What?
Talk about power dressing. The Italian label Gattinoni unveiled 4 new dresses this week. They all feature very powerful women. Let's take a look. You've got Hillary Clinton on the left there, the French presidential candidate Ségolène Royal, Queen Elizabeth, and Condoleezza Rice on the right. Here's a look at the Hillary dress close up. Kind of cool. Very Jean-Paul Gaultier. Gattinoni's done with this other famous women in the past. She also designed Audrey Hepburn's costumes for the 1956 movie War and Peace. Steve, you were there at the premiere, you remember?
Dorothy worked on half of that, War. She never got to the peace
Working
part.
on the peace part.
No, they did War and Peace. They said the movie wasn't that good, and they said, who wrote this crap?
It's long, and there are no pictures.
All right, go ahead, sir.
It's usually kind of a slow weekend at the theater, Super Bowl weekend, because everybody wants to stay home and watch those little mini movies, the Super Bowl commercials. Lisa Breckenridge has all the movies opening this weekend.
Is that you?
Hey, who? In The Messengers, a family moves into an old, rundown farm and finds the place comes with some scary baggage.
You want to feel for this family. You know, you want to kind of root for them in a big way. You want to believe in them.
What does it look like?
Sienna Miller stars in Factory Girl. It's about the life and death of socialite Edie Sedgwick, a friend of legendary New York artist Andy Warhol.
Edie, this is Andy. Hi.
Oh, it's just amazing to meet you. I think you're just a genius.
Oh.
And in Because I Said So, Diane Keaton plays an overprotective mom on a mission to find Mr. Right for her daughter, played by Mandy Moore.
One wrong decision can change your whole life.
There's still time, Mom.
Not if you waste another minute of it.
I mean, for you.
So you're going to do the story about what's hyping the movie Factory Girl?
Oh, well, you know what? And I didn't do this story yesterday because I thought it was just too smutty.
How do
today
you
I'll sort of tell you
define one from the other? I don't know where that line is.
Well, because now it's an actual story.
Okay.
Before people were just
Got
throwing
it.
it out there that maybe
Okay, all right.
in the movie Factory Girl, Sienna Miller and Hayden Christensen, were they acting or were they in the act during the love scenes? Yeah, they were
it's
seeing
like the
each
Mickey
other
Rourke thing with
during the
Wild
movie,
Orchid,
and a
remember that?
couple of obnoxious entertainment reporters, and you're right, we should all be shot, put out the rumor that maybe they really were in the
It
act.
truly
and
consummated on film. Okay.
Sienna was asked this question,
Mhm.
and she said, no, of course we were just acting. And she was asked this question when she was standing next to her parents at the,
Oh, dear.
at the premiere,
Very
which is
nice.
why entertainment reporters should all be shot.
Uh-huh.
Or they should be
Just
called gossip
acting.
reporters, not entertainment
acting.
reporting. By the way, Ryan Gosling, my favorite actor right now,
Mhm.
is directing a movie on child soldiers in Africa coming up. He wrote it.
Okay.
He's employing all real soldiers in this movie, and it's sort of a passion of his. And he's been bombarded since his nomination for an Oscar.
Your other favorite movie might have a sequel or a prequel, The Departed.
Not Scarface.
The Departed. They're looking at doing
The
either
Arrived.
a prequel.
The Arrived.
The Arrival will be a departure for Martin Scorsese.
Chris Wallace in Washington. Are more people interested in the 2000 election or the Super Bowl? We'll have the answer. Oh boy, we make things up here. Anyway, and plus all this week's controversies. And coming up, Amanda Bynes involved in a car accident in Beverly Hills last night. We'll have the
Not
details.
2 nights ago, actually.
2 nights ago, thank you.
You're welcome. She's
And our Jillian Reynolds with your Super Bowl weekend forecast. Why do we want the weather to be good on Super Bowl day when we're all going to be inside?
I won't be. Well, I'll be outside watching it at Laney's. She's got an outdoor TV. Everybody drinks
Like an
and
outdoor
boozes up.
theater?
Oh, yeah. Party.
Good Day LA is sponsored by Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world.
Music is my life. I work it, play it. I'm open to anything, except someone touching the Les Paul.
The next generation Nissan Sentra, 36 highway miles per gallon.
Life is 24/7. So is my Nissan Sentra.
Fashion school, design internship. My online startup, boyfriends, girlfriends, networking 24/7. Hey, girl.
The next generation Nissan Sentra, only $189 a month.
Life is 24/7. So is my Nissan Sentra.
The Departed is now nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Director Martin Scorsese, Best Supporting Actor Mark Wahlberg, and Best Picture. Celebrated by critics across the country as the best picture of the year and winner of the Golden Globe for Best Director. Experience director Martin Scorsese's masterpiece in theaters before it goes away. The Departed, rated R, now playing.
Okay, class, let's go. 1, 2, up, 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 arriba. There you go. Abajo, turn, keep turning. Here we go again. Left, right, 1, 2, 1, 2, vamos. Up, down, up, abajo, arriba. Muy bien. And take a deep breath. Stretch all those músculos. Y ya.
Maybe you want a fuel-efficient SUV.
or one that helps protect its cargo. Or maybe you want one that always makes room for more. There's a way to have all three. The 2007 Saturn Vue. Qualified buyers get a new 2007 Saturn Vue front-wheel drive 4 with a $1,500 allowance covered by the GM 100,000-mile warranty.
That I never expected in a million years. I mean, that was just like the biggest surprise of all.
Chris Daughtry, #1 on the charts, the fastest-selling album in recent history. And he's got a concert at the El Rey Theater. He signed autographs for the fans. He posed for pictures. You know what? Chris said he wouldn't trade places with Taylor Hicks.
Super Bowl Sunday.
As popular as the Super Bowl is, a new Fox poll says Americans care much more about politics. 29% of those surveyed said they're extremely interested in the 2008 election, while only 12% have the same level of excitement over the Super Bowl. Okay, I know that's our company, Fox. There's some more wasted dollars.
Do you believe it, Chris?
Absolutely, and that's why we get more than $2.5 million for 30 seconds on Fox News Sunday.
That's exactly right. That's exactly, and that doesn't count the cost of production for these commercials as well. Chris, you know, there's so much going on in the world right now. I don't know which way to start. The global warming, I'd like to get into that a little bit because the report is out. Most people will accept the report. There are a lot of conservatives who will argue that the basis for this report. Do they have any political ground to stand on at this point?
Well, yes. I mean, the answer is they do. There's a certain amount of doubt about it. I got to say, I think that there are a couple of issues out there that I just shake my head at the inaction in Washington, the failure. One of them is energy independence, which I guess I've talked to you guys before, and I think has been a terrible failure. And I don't mean this in a partisan sense. I think it's been a failure of both Republican and Democratic presidents. And the other is global warming. And I think you really do have to have your head in the sand now not to believe, one, that there is global warming, and two, you can argue about how much of it is man-made, but that there is a significant human connection. And the idea that we would just allow these problems to continue on, it's part of the problem of our politics, that I think we're so short-sighted, and people need to deal with the crises when they're just right in front of you. It's also something like Social Security, but our political leaders are unable to deal with something that's over the horizon but is a clear and present danger.
Well, Chris, I think you're an articulate and a clean man, but while the Democrats kill each other in the primaries, is Al Gore, after winning an Oscar and maybe a Nobel Peace Prize, sitting pretty if he wants to be president?
Listen, I've thought for a long period of time that Al Gore is the toughest candidate that the Democrats could put up. He was right about going to war in the first Gulf War. He appears, you can argue with this, but from the Democrats' point of view, certainly, he was right about opposing this war. He was one of the very few people back in 2002 who spoke out against the authorization of the use of force. And of course, he's been way ahead of the curve on global warming. I would think that, boy, if there was ever a time when people are looking, when they have doubts about the electability of Hillary Clinton and of Barack Obama, I would think that Al Gore, if he doesn't get in the race, I think it's a good question. Why?
And he doesn't forget that he was only a Ralph Nader and a Republican Supreme Court away from being president of the United States.
But the interesting thing is, and, who knows what's in his soul, he gives every indication whenever he's interviewed on this that he's not interested in doing it anymore. Now, if he has successfully gotten rid of the presidential bug, Steve, I don't have to tell you, he's the first politician in history who ever did, but he doesn't seem like he's looking for it.
Would that make him too healthy?
If he does get involved,
it makes him too healthy for the office.
If he gets involved, he is going to be, I think, a key front runner right from the start.
All right, who's on Sunday?
We're going to be talking to Jim Webb, the Democrat, former Vietnam vet, former Republican member of the Reagan administration, son serving in Iraq, who gave a very powerful, whether you agree with it or not, a very powerful Democratic response to the President's State of the Union. We'll also have our good friend and yours, Lindsey Graham. We'll be talking about Iraq and what Congress is going to do about it, and some 2008 politics.
I got a question before you go. Webb, as I recall, and I may have it wrong, Webb boxed Oliver North for the Military Academy's middleweight boxing championship many years ago. Who won that fight?
You know, I did not know that. I know about his set to with President Bush when the president asked him at a recent reception, how's your son doing? And he wouldn't answer him. But I didn't know that he boxed Oliver North.
And I understand at that moment, that was a big deal within the military academies, one representing the Naval Academy and one military academy. But ask him about it, okay? Feel free.
I will ask him, and we'll even see if we can get some pictures. That's good. It's a good question.
Okay, thank you, Chris. 8 to 9 Monday morning, Fox News Sunday with our buddy Chris Wallace. 8:38 our time. Sunday morning. Did I say Monday? Sorry about that, Chris. Sunday morning. A London tabloid reports that Celine Dion's husband, Rene, gambled away as much as $1 million a week.
I thought that was like years ago.
It's a new one. A week. A week.
Apparently he's
$1 million
still
a week.
Well, she makes a lot of money. She makes a lot of money.
But so it's fine. But the casino says that's not true. We'll get the reaction, and maybe we'll talk to Bill Bennett about that. I'll tell you about what the actual bet was. And 64-year-old...
It's not that much, but he is still gambling quite a bit.
Sherman, who made everybody cry in American Idol this week, will be with us in about a half an hour or so.
Thank you very much, Sherman.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Good Day LA is brought to you by those helpful people in the blue shirts, your Southern California Honda dealers.
That salesman was sneaky. You think you've agreed on a price, and then they play games with interest rates and trade-ins, and I hate buying cars.
On behalf of the entire automotive industry, I apologize. I'd never do that. I'm different. I sell Hondas. It's my job to be helpful.
Helpful? Then would you help me rehearse for this play I'm in?
Oh, Claire, you know I love you.
Liar!
Ow, that really hurt.
That's not your line. Okay, let's do it again.
From Walt Disney Pictures and Walden Media.
Mind like yours wide open, you could create a whole new world.
A land they brought to life.
What do we call this place?
Terabithia.
And the creatures they awakened
Wow.
have unleashed a power beyond their control.
Run!
Now, they're the only ones who can save the world they created and solve the mystery that will reveal their destiny.
That's impossible.
Bridge to Terabithia. Rated PG. February 16th.
I love using this now.
Sending pictures is so much easier. Now, this really rocks.
What a difference Verizon high-speed internet makes. It's just $21.99 a month for 1 year for all that speed. So you can really enjoy your computer, camera, and tons of other stuff.
I click,
and I'm online right away. Verizon is so fast. I can open and send photos with none of the hassles I had with dial-up.
I'm talking, she's surfing.
And shopping.
And shopping. I can get with a program and get music like the rest of the world.
It costs less than most cable companies.
I'm paying $21.99 a month for my Verizon DSL.
Call 1-888-596-4301 to sign up for just $21.99 a month for 1 year. It's not only fast, it's affordable. So call 1-888-596-4301 for the best value in broadband.
I can't believe I had dial-up for so long on this baby. Goodbye, dial-up.
Phone, broadband, TV, Verizon.
The perfect Valentine's gift. The Jewelry Exchange has diamond heart pendants with 34 diamonds for $79 and 1/3 carat studs for $99. Prices so low we guarantee all our jewelry to appraise for double. Buy Factory Direct, the Jewelry Exchange in Tustin.
Get in on the action with Fox 11, Southern California Chevy dealers, and 24. Want to win a grand prize 24 Special Forces pack? The Season 5 DVD collection, a DVD player, and a cast autographed 24 script. So take the 24 challenge online at myfoxla.com or be one of 9 other operatives to seize the 7-disc DVD set. Packed with pulse-pounding features and deleted scenes. Brought to you locally by your Southern California Chevy dealers. Home of the all-new Silverado. Put the power of the Chevy Silverado to work on your next mission.
In Style File, a new line of all-natural skincare products. Take a look.
Most beauty products are perfectly safe, but I think something consumers just don't really realize is there's no one uniform standard for testing them. Every manufacturer does its own testing.
Plus, there's no mandatory government testing before the product hits the market.
We are hearing more and more from readers that faced with a beauty product that's got this long list of chemicals, that they're often turning to all-natural products because the ingredient list is just something that they can understand.
One option on CVS's pharmacy shelves offers an alternative product called Be Fine, the only all-natural fine food skincare line made from edible ingredients like rice, wheat proteins, plants, and minerals.
Just because it's not a chemical and made in the lab doesn't mean that it doesn't have some actual therapeutic value.
How good did Kelly Ripa look on the back of the magazine cover? She looks incredible after 3 kids.
Remember we had that producer who said you look like Celine Dion, and then you had him fired like 8 or 9 years later?
He's coming in today. He's coming in today. It's his first time he's allowed back since then.
I love my Lauren. I miss him. He's moved on to HGTV.
In Knoxville,
I know, the people
Tennessee.
that I get. Celine Dion, Jenna Jameson, Janine Lindenmuller. Like, what?
I never got the Celine Dion one.
Yeah.
No, I got it then because there was one picture that we ran of her. That was the thing that made him say it.
Oh, it was?
It was a good picture of her.
Anyway, do you have a street name after you in Quebec?
No.
Celine Dion
No,
is a
not in
street
any part of
named after
Canada.
her. And it's quite an honor because, well, it's either an honor or they're confused because you're not supposed to get a street named after you in that town until you're dead. But Celine is alive and still performing at Caesars in Vegas. The casino has taken the unusual step of releasing her husband's gambling records because a London tabloid was reporting that Renee gambled away $1 million a week at Caesars. The casino says his total losses for the past 2 years only add up to about $230,000. And he actually made money because he got $259,000 in a poker.
You know, you used to hear, I don't know if it's still true, many of the top entertainers who played Vegas.
You used to hear music.
The power you have.
Who played Vegas had to play Vegas because they were always in debt. They'd lose more than they would make. So, all right, 8:44, the city of Los Angeles determined to crack down on gangs near schools in South LA and the San Fernando Valley. We go to Grant High School in Van Nuys. Elizabeth Espinosa is there. Good morning, Elizabeth. Elizabeth.
Steve, can you hear me?
Ma'am.
I heard something in my ear here. Good morning, everybody. Yes, you know, it's a very serious problem. And, you know, Los Angeles Unified, LAUSD, is said to be the second largest school district in the country. But our students can't learn if they're dodging bullets. That's why LA City Attorney Rocky Delgadillo has issued a school safety plan. And they are implementing it first at a South LA school in Watts, and that is Markham Middle School. We have some footage to show you. Apparently, they've got real issues out there, and that's why they're focusing there first. It's in the heart of Watts. Students there tell us it's getting to the point that you have to join a gang in order to survive. 7 gangs claim the surrounding territory, but hopefully that is going to change under Delgadillo's school safety plan, which will basically place 2 special prosecutors on campus. They're also going to require students to wear uniforms from now on. Now, parents tell us that kids in these neighborhoods are gunned down because of what they wear. And just last month, 2 students at Grant High School, where we're standing at live in Van Nuys, were shot. Another one was wounded at Sylmar High School. And just last Wednesday at around noon, lunchtime, a 17-year-old student was killed a block away from Monroe High. Now, according to the city attorney's office, from 2003 to 2006, this is alarming statistics. There were 8 murders, 145 assaults with a deadly weapon, and this is just around Markham Middle School. Again, that school in Watts where they're going to focus on. All in all, it's a community effort. They're saying that everybody needs to get involved, and so they're starting with Markham Middle School, and then they're going to expand to 2 other schools in the valley. So that's the plan right now, Steve. But it really is an issue with these kids saying that even at Markham, they've got the fences around the campus. Well, the gangsters still jump the fence and harass them.
All right, okay.
Look for a documentary coming out on HBO by Clay Shahid Sloan. It's called Bastards of the Party. It's the origins of gang violence here, how it all started. It's been done before, but I have a feeling this time he really goes back, and we find out where we are today.
What's it called?
Bastards of the Party, HBO documentary.
Next, Adopt a Pet coming up at 9 o'clock was one of the nicest moments in American Idol this week. Sherman.
Even Simon was nice.
64-year-old Sherman auditioning as a tribute to his lifelong love who had just passed away.
Paula cried. Simon
So
was
Sherman will be with us.
Very much, Sherman. Oh, nice.
Good Day LA is brought to you by the California Department of Health. For a free personalized plan to help you quit smoking, call 1-800-NO-BUTS.
Hey, Mom. I'm at Jimmy's house. Can I stay for dinner? Yes, his parents are home. Yeah, dinner. Hold on. She doesn't believe me.
Carol? Yeah, we're all having dinner.
Together.
A real meal on a weeknight? What a shocker. Pick up a 9-piece bucket of the Colonel's famous drumsticks and thighs, the juiciest, most flavorful chicken, now only $6.99. And don't forget the 99-cent KFC fish snacker. Bring back dinner at KFC.
They were really good. And they lived in the house, wanted to change the color of him. It has legs, and I don't know what it is. And there's worms and some bugs, but his head is so tiny.
Who would you give a Volvo to?
Lease a 2007 XC90 3.2 for $399 a month for 24 months.
The critics have spoken. Letters from Iwo Jima is the best film of 2006. Nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Director Clint Eastwood. Winner of the Golden Globe Award and the Critics' Choice Award for Best Picture of the Year. 4 stars, a triumph. Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima is one complete masterpiece. Letters from Iwo Jima, rated R, now playing.
Danity Kane. One of you does a Diddy impression. Where my camera crew at? And LL Cool J. All new Tyrant.
Today at 11 on Fox 11.
On the next morning show, are you ready for some football?
Are you ready for some football? Chef Guy Fieri's here, and he's going to show us how to throw the best Super Bowl dash on a budget.
Plus, America's Sweetheart is here.
Marie Osmond reveals how she's making miracles happen for kids.
And get the truth behind food, fact, or fiction.
Today at 10 on Fox 11.
Nora, tell me about Chloe. She's an absolute sweetheart, you said. Boxer staff mix?
Yes, gentle girl. I was giving her a bagel and she was gently taking it out of my mouth. She came from a hoarding situation with over 100 dogs. She's now at the Long Beach shelter with about 40 other animals that are left over from that situation, all looking for homes. This is a great girl. She's about 2 years old. She'd be a great pet.
She looks like a sweetheart, and she wants to be a lap dog, and she's got to weigh about, what, 40 pounds?
Yes.
What a sweetheart. Well, is she spayed yet, or
She's
whatever you
spayed,
call
has
it?
had all her shots. She's healthy. She's just ready to go.
Wow, she looks like the Buster Brown dog.
She does, doesn't she?
Now, I want to mention Best Friends is holding a mini adoption tomorrow in West Hollywood. Whereabouts?
It's right next door to the Abbey. Over
I know the Abbey well, sister. That's where all my friends hang out. And here is the deal. Chloe is available through Best Friends at 818-377-9777. Beautiful, Chloe.
Good Day LA is sponsored by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered.
This is the all-new CR-V, redesigned with a whole new viewpoint on styling and engineering. This is the Ridgeline, the first truck with a lockable in-bed trunk and a 5-star crash test safety rating. The Pilot, it seats 8 and has 244 horsepower. And the Element, as versatile as the day is long. Honda Trucks, adding innovation to every adventure. Now get APR financing as low as 0.9% on select Honda trucks for well-qualified buyers.
Homeowners, Greenlight Financial Services is now offering an unbelievably low 3.49% payment fix for up to 5 years. But you must call now. This deal is only good for a limited time. Call us now at 866-66-FASTER. That's 866-66-FASTER.
Whoa, what's the rush? I overslept. Where's my shoes? My purse? My wings? Duh. On me. My, breakfast? Oh.
Well, that slowed you down.
The simple pleasure of Philadelphia cream cheese spread. Rich, creamy Philly is 25% less saturated fat than butter.
Where are you off to anyway?
Oh, there's a big white sale. The crowds can be hellish. Philadelphia, a little taste of heaven.
I've been with Progressive for many years now. It just keeps getting better. The website is wonderful and gives you great tools to manage your account with hardly ever having to make a phone call. It looks great too. Keep up the excellent work of serving your customers.
Get more for your money at Progressive.com. Progressive. It's about you, and it's about time.
So, I'm on that roasted chicken Italiano diet.
I just started the turkey noodle diet.
Beef and mushroom diet. You've got to try it.
You won't believe what you can eat while still watching your calories. Because 25 of your favorite Progresso soups are 100 calories or less per serving.
Chicken noodle, and it shows.
Here's something new, a reduced sodium soup that's delicious. It's what you'd expect from Progresso. 50% reduced sodium, 100% great taste.
Homeowners, Greenlight Financial Services is now offering an unbelievably low 3.49% payment fixed for up to 5 years. But you must call now. This deal is only good for a limited time. Call us now at 866-66-FASTER. That's 866-66-FASTER.
So many celebrity car accidents lately, but Amanda Bynes is fine. Cute little, I guess she's not that little anymore, but cute Amanda Bynes was one of the drivers involved in a big crash in Beverly Hills, several cars involved, but thankfully nobody was hurt. It happened at Wilshire and Santa Monica during rush hour on Wednesday, tied up traffic in Beverly Hills for quite a while. Witnesses tell TMZ that Amanda calmly called for help on her cell phone after the crash, and then she patiently waited for a tow truck to take her. We need to say what kind of car she drives? No, we do not. To take her vehicle away.
Her Plymouth, whatever. Yeah, nobody's ever said that, right? It's always fancy car.
It was a nice car, you know that.
Yeah.
You can guess that.
Okay, 8:53. Take it easy. It's okay. It's all right. It's 8:53. Coming up,
6:53 is at AM or
Sherman,
PM?
the man who broke the rules, going on American Idol. He's far too old, but what a story when he sang. And we'll be back. Oh, got some good deals for you coming up.
All new on DVD, When Magic Falls into the Wrong Hands.
Stepmother. Unravel Cinderella's happily ever after.
Cinderella must prove
I am not going to let you get away with this.
that love is more powerful than magic.
You're under a spell. That's why you don't remember me.
Walt Disney Pictures presents Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time, an all-new movie on Disney DVD February 6th. Watch an 8-minute sneak peek today by logging on to Cinderella3DVD.com.
And Ferguson on the 17th. Oh, that's trouble.
Papá, la par, ¿mira?
Un poquito más a la derecha.
Increíble! He's looking right at it. It's there.
Nothing is lost with the full HD 1080p Aquos from the leading innovator of liquid crystal television, Sharp.
Every now and then, it's okay to indulge. Announcing the Marie Callender's semi-annual pie sale. Any whole pie to go, just $5.99. It's one delicious deal. Marie Callender's.
The Golden Globe winner for Best Motion Picture of the Year has now been honored with 7 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture of the Year, Brad Pitt, Cate Blanchett. So much. Babel, rated R, now playing.
When spoiled kids' toys rule the house, Nanny 911 becomes Repo Nan. Eve.
Everything's gone.
Tonight at 8 on Fox 11.
On the next morning show, are you ready for some football?
Are you ready for some football? Chef Guy Fieri's here, and he's going to show us how to throw the best Super Bowl bash on a budget.
Plus, America's Sweetheart is here.
Marie Osmond reveals how she's making miracles happen for kids.
And get the truth behind food, fact, or fiction.
Today at 10 on Fox 11.
All right, coming up, we're going to go back to Central Florida. Tornadoes have swept through at least 4 counties there. Many people are dead. We'll get an update on that coming up. It was truly one of the nicest moments of American Idol this week or any other. 64-year-old Sherman auditioning as a tribute to his lifelong love who had just passed away. And Sherman will be with us. And the beautiful Donna Mills is here.